Hey everyone, it's TJ from tjsreef, and while it might be Halloween time, one thing that doesn't have to be scary is having a good quality tank stand. And that's what we're going to cover on today's episode. How not to have a scary price tank stand made out of wood. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, and welcome to this edition of TJ's Reef. I apologize for the lack of updates lately, but that is because we've been incredibly busy, not only with life, but with getting the new 120 up and running. As you can see, we have the beginnings of a tank stand. Actually, this is the tank stand, it's just not fully built out and put into the wall yet. But we'll get to that in a minute. So what's been going on with the 120? Well, a lot. So it's still sitting on the ground, well, right there. And I've taken it apart. We've taken the sump apart. You've seen that. And I had to get all new bulkheads because the previous owner had glued them in and disconnected them. And when I got them, he only included parts of the plumbing, so I had to redo the plumbing. Plus it was obvious he had a leak that he had tried patching up, and it was not a good repair whatsoever. If you're getting a used tank and you're getting it a steal like I did, spend the money, rip out all the plumbing and start over. A single leak can more than cover the costs of replacing all your plumbing, so I think it's worth it. I got all new bulkheads. We're going to be doing all new piping, new returns, and you name it, all kinds of new stuff. In addition to that, I've completely disconnected the overflow from the tank to make sure I clean that out completely and reset all the seals. So that's coming up. We're going to do a water test and go ahead and make sure everything else is watertight and clean up the tank before we finalize everything. As far as equipment, oh boy, we almost have every single piece of equipment for the new tank, and we're going to be covering some of that equipment in upcoming episodes here. But we've got a return pump, brand new. We've got a brand new protein skimmer. We've got bio balls. We're going to talk about that in an upcoming episode with bacteria and cycling and all kinds of stuff there. Man, we've got so much new gear. The only thing we're missing at this point really is the lights. But I know what lights we're going with, and that might be the next episode. I'm not sure, but we have the lights picked out. I'm not going to tell anyone what they are yet, but we have the lights picked out, and that's going to be on an upcoming episode. Remember, you don't need lights to cycle a tank. And so, we're not going to need lights for a very long time. Even if I started up the tank today, it's going to be weeks, if not months, before we're ready to really use heavy-duty lighting. So where are we? Well, we built the stand. Now, I want to show you the stand, and we're going to show you how we built it. So let's get down low so you can see what it looks like. So here we are with a full shot of the stand. And right away you might notice how wide open the front of it is. Now let me explain to you that this is not something that I just came up with by myself. This is actually from a set of plans that have been around for some time. And they're made by a guy who goes by the name of Rocket Engineer. Now I don't remember. I gotta go check. Hang on. Okay, yeah, his name is Rocket Engineer, and it's known as the Rocket Engineer Aquarium stand. And I'm gonna put a link down in the show description so you can go to his original post and look at the calculator that he's put out there so you know how to build one of your own. Now, one of the things I really like about this stand, and something I wanted to make sure my stand had, was a completely open front for full access to my sump/refugium down below. I don't want anything with a middle brace here, which then splits everything in half. This is wide open. It's going to be great for access. Now, the only thing I changed to his plans is on the bottom here. I added these two bottom braces because I want to put a sheet of plywood across the bottom for the refugium or the sump to sit on. So that's going to help support that. Otherwise, these are 2x6s on the beams across and for the legs, and then 2x4s for everything else. What his plans do is it takes the weight of your tank and transfers it through these top beams into the legs and then down into the base here and distributes it equally through the floor. Now, I'm kind of at an advantage here where I no longer have a basement. Since we've moved out here, no basements, everything's on a concrete slab, so no problems putting 3,000 pounds of aquarium on the ground here. If you have a basement, you want to make sure that your tank runs perpendicular to your floor joists so that you get the most amount of support. You may even want to put floor jacks underneath them just to give you an extra layer of protection with your tank. I'm not pulling out the carpeting, one, because with the amount of weight that's going on here, it should have no problem stabilizing itself. Plus the carpet helps it level a little bit, which is nice. And two, I don't want to rip out carpet around here and then try to sell the house later with a big hole missing. Now, with the stand, it's not completed obviously because it doesn't have any front or sides or top or anything. So what are we doing there? Well, the front is going to be doorless. It's going to be a single panel that I am going to connect magnetically to the front. I haven't determined if I'm going to do that with some wood or plastic yet, but then it's going to be painted to match the rest of the cabinetry. And that's just going to be because of ease of access. I can just pop off that panel and have this right here for access to the sump. If I had put doors on, well, I might as well put a beam here because I'm limiting myself. So I want to have full access, plus the boss, the wife, wants everything to look clean. On the top, what I'm going to do is put a piece of plywood and then a piece of foam on top of it. I don't know if that's considered old school or not. The foam on top of the piece of plywood and then the tank on top of that is to help take out any irregularities in this. So even though it looks perfectly level, you know, maybe this joint right here isn't completely flush, well, the foam will mush underneath the tank to make up that difference and kind of really self-level, if you will. So that's what I plan on doing there. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm 6'3". And most tank stands are too short for me to enjoy them at a natural level. That's why I made this stand 40 inches. So that means my tank will go from 40 inches to about 65, 66 inches up, which prevents me from having to like bend way the heck over to look inside my tank. Here I'll be able to look a lot easier and enjoy it a lot nicer without having to break my back looking at my tank. So it is a little higher than most, which will definitely make maintenance and cleaning and other things a little bit more of a pain, you know, with a step stool or step ladder, but I think it's going to be worth it because it's going to be nicer to look at on a day-to-day basis and easier to look at. So now I've talked all about the tank, or the tank stand, let's show you exactly how we did it. We are in my absolutely cluttered garage here in Arizona. It's Halloween, and Halloween is a big deal for us here at the house. And so for about a month and a half, 2 months, we can't use our garage because it is chock full of stuff that we have to move in to get all of our Halloween stuff out in the yard. And so I apologize in advance for the mess. But what you're going to see here, hopefully a time lapse is about to happen, is me putting together the tank stand, not the tank. I don't build tanks. I'm going to be putting together the tank stand, and it's really simple. It's made out of 2x4s and 2x6s along with some construction screws that are heavy-duty load-bearing. And you know, I'll show you here the the Rocket Engineer's tank stand schematic. And it's the same for everyone, basically. You just got to adjust the size of the lumber based on the size of your tank. And all of that's explained in his build. And I'll try to remember to put a link in the description of the video today so you can find the same plans that I used. So what I did was I just wrote out all the 21 pieces of wood that I need to cut, and then how many I need of each, and the length of each, and then you just screw them together, and you got a tank stand. Now I've also went and purchased some Thompson's water seal. You can use any wood sealing product, but that's to coat all the wood after I build the stand so that it's waterproof. Spills will happen, things happen, and since you're working with wood, you don't want it to swell or weaken or anything. So I plan on sealing it all with water seal before I paint it. And then we're good to go. I will warn everyone that while you see me working on this tank, you're going to see me smoking a cigar. Kids, don't smoke. It's not good for you. Adults, don't smoke. It's not good for you. But I'm an idiot and I enjoy my cigars. So you'll see me working on the stand here, and hopefully in not too long of a time, we'll have something to put the tank on. So let's get to work. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of TJ's Reef. I am hoping to get more episodes out quicker. I hate waiting this amount of time in between episodes, and I do apologize for those of you that wrote me. Thank you. That keeps me on my toes. Just a quick update. Everything is going well in this tank. Everyone is happy and healthy, and some of them will definitely be looking forward to their new home. So, you know, we want to get it ready for them. Some of these corals are starting to be ready to get fragged. So, all good things. And outside of that, oh, I forgot. Hang on, where is he? There he is. There's Brick. Pretty sure he's in the same position he was in from the first episode. But anyways, thanks for joining me, and we will see you on the next episode with another big update, maybe some equipment reveal, and who knows what else. So thanks for stopping by. See you next time. Boom.